A single of the pleasures of a new Pixar aspect is the probability to be shocked by what animation can do. From time to time you witness a massive, bold breakthrough, like the PC-assisted rendering of fur in Monsters Incorporated, of water in Finding Nemo, or of metallic in Cars. The improvements in Coco are now a lot less gratifying for remaining of a more subtle kind. The grain of leather and the rusted folds of corrugated metallic of the rough, virtually tactile high-quality human bones, hairless puppies and orange flower petals glimpse uncannily, but not far too uncannily, real. There are times of cinematic rigor, when the animators mimic the movements and focal consequences of an outdated fashion digital camera in real bodily area, that will warm any film geek's coronary heart. Not to mention the Frida Kahlo-motivated musical quantity with dancing papaya seeds. Coco is also one of individuals Pixar flicks that endeavor a conceptual breakthrough, an application of the dazzling colors and open emotionalism of contemporary, mainstream animation to an unlikely zone of practical experience. From the incredibly begin, the studio has explored the internal life of inanimate objects like lamps and toys with a tenderness we now take for granted. It has also summoned the submit human potential, Wall-E, and the human unconscious, Inside Out, with spectacular ingenuity. And now it is set out to make a family-friendly cartoon about demise. A scene from Coco, directed by Lee Unkrich and Adrian Molina. Credit score: Disney Pixar. Really do not let that scare you or your kids away. There is a murder, unveiled in the third act, and a deadly church bell-related accident, witnessed in the initial, but the afterlife in Coco is a warm and hectic area, extra comical than creepy. The story normally takes area throughout the working day of the useless, when in accordance to Mexican custom, at minimum as interpreted by Lee Unkrich and Adrian Molina, who had directed the screenplay created by Mr. Molina and Matthew Aldrich. The border controls among daily life and loss of life loosen up and the departed are allowed temporary passage to the land of the dwelling. A youthful boy named Miguel, voiced by Anthony Gonzalez, makes the trip in reverse, which is not to say that he dies, but alternatively that his dwelling self, by means of one of various metaphysical loopholes that the motion picture points out as it goes along, is transported into a fantastical world of specters and skeletons, who hold fabulous functions and raucous outside concert events. Just about as enchanting as that magical realm is the Mexican village of Santa Cecilia, Miguel's hometown, the place he is aspect of an affluent clan of shoemakers. The cultural vibe of Coco is inclusive fairly than exoticizing, preempting inevitable problems about authenticity and appropriation with a combination of allure and sensitivity that has become something of a 21st century Disney hallmark. In this article, the significance of family, the multi-generational residence that sustains and constrains the hero, is the too specific and common. It's what describes the individual beats of Miguel's tale and what connects him to viewers regardless of track record. Trailer, Coco. A preview of the film. By Walt Disney. Photographs on published date November 21, 2017. Graphic courtesy of Web Online Video Archive. Observing Periods movie. He shows a certain kinship with other properly regarded the latest cartoon figures. A gifted musician in a spouse and children that forbids music, he is a bit like Remy, the ratatouille rat whose kin had been hostile to his artistic ambition, and like Mumble, the misfit penguin in Happy Feet. Miguel's genealogical quest, a research for roots, lost ancestors and data that could possibly make clear who he is, resembles Dory's journey in Finding Dory. The sidekicks who accompany him, animal and, previously, human, are drawn from a common perfectly of archetypes, and the final round of lesson learning and reconciliation hits notes we have listened to numerous situations in advance of. Continue reading through the principal tale. But if Coco doesn't very achieve the greatest degree of Pixar masterpieces, it performs a time-tested tune with fascinating originality and aptitude, and with roving, playful pop lifestyle erudition. Miguel's musical position product, and the source of the household embargo on musical expression, is a prolonged dead crooner and movie star named Ernsto de la Cruz, Benjamin Bratt. In lifestyle and in dying, he incarnates venerable ideals of romance and wounded machismo, or at least their show company incarnations. His finest hits and the movie clips form portion of the texture of Coco, the way the previous Woody's Roundup demonstrated in the Toy Story flicks. Pixar movies to make you cry. Get ready to truly feel all of the emotions. See all the titles in this assortment on looking at The New York Times' TV and film recommendation site. The purer embodiment of that tradition is Hector, Gael Garcia Bernal, a ragged, neglected ghost who befriends Miguel. What links Hector with De La Cruz is a lurid story of passion, betrayal and longing. Their life and deaths are a ballad whose indicating and melody Miguel will have to find out. In executing so, he will understand the thread that backlinks him to both of those of them, and also the resources of the anti-musical animus that operates so strongly in his maternal line. Coco is the name of Miguel's excellent grandmother, who turns out to be the heart of the tale. Her mother, Imelda, Alana Noalubuk, is a furious matriarch on the other side of the grave, when Coco's daughter, Miguel's abuelita, Renee Victor, is a no-nonsense flesh and blood autocrat. Their resolve to silence Miguel's guitar occurs from heartbreak, and from the instrument's association with the waywardness of adult men.